Think you know the genre inside out? Let's put it to the test. Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 behind-the-scenes secrets from rom-coms. Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. For this list, we're looking at fun facts about your favorite romantic comedies.
Yeah.
Number 10. The title is based on a real list. 10 Things I Hate About You.
I hate the way you drive my car. I hate it when you stare. I hate your big dumb combat boots and the way you read my mind. I hate you so much it makes me sick. It even makes me rhyme.
You may remember writing some pretty angsty stuff in your diary as a teenager, but screenwriter Karen McCullough, who penned the script for the film 10 Things I Hate About You, actually put hers to good use. In fact, the memorable title for the movie was inspired by a real-life list that she wrote when she was in high school titled Things I Hate About Anthony, which was inspired by the guy she was seeing at the time. When she was reading over her old journals, she and writing partner Kirsten Smith knew they had struck gold, and the rest is history. Another fun fact about this movie, Julia Stiles' tears were very much real in the scene where she read the poem.
But mostly I hate the way I don't hate you. Not even close. Not even a little bit. Not even at all.
Number 9. Tom Hanks decided to produce a movie after seeing a one-woman show, My Big Fat Greek Wedding.
Did you want to see some brochures?
The story behind the making of My Big Fat Greek Wedding is pure Hollywood magic. The screenplay for the film was the very first one Nia Vardalos ever wrote, but when no one was interested in it, she decided to start performing her material as a one-woman show instead. Actress Rita Wilson was in the audience one night and loved it, so she encouraged her husband, the inimitable Tom Hanks, to come see it. He loved it too, decided it should be on the big screen, and the rest is history.
Oh my God! Okay. What the thing? I'm sorry. Oh my God! Mom. Oh my God!
Number 8. The airport footage is real. Love Actually.
Whenever I get gloomy with the state of the world, I think about the arrivals gate at Heathrow Airport. General opinion's starting to make out that we live in a world of hatred and greed.
Anyone who has seen Love Actually likely remembers the scenes at the beginning and end that feature people sharing love goodbyes and hellos at London's Heathrow Airport. The extras used look very much like real people, and it turns out that this is because they are real. The filmmakers actually shot on location, using hidden cameras, and when they filmed something they thought they might want to use, they made sure to have the participants sign waiver forms to consent to being on the movie. No wonder it looks so realistic. Oh, and that incredible Hugh Grant dance scene we all know and love, turns out the actor hated it.
But that was a minor consideration. The major consideration was just the idea of having to freak out without a drink inside me.
To the Pointer Sisters.
Number 7. The Naked Breakup is based on real life, Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
Are you breaking up with me?
One of the most hilarious and unforgettable scenes in 2008's Forgetting Sarah Marshall takes place when the main character gets dumped by his girlfriend when he's stark naked. In the movie, this may seem over the top, but actor Jason Segel has confirmed that the scene is actually based on a real-life experience he had. He said his girlfriend had been away and called him from the airport upon her return, asking if she could come over. He was expecting to give her a sexy homecoming, saying he was waiting for her like Burt Reynolds. Naturally, he was more than a little disappointed when he learned she was there to break up with him instead.
And then it ended, but the whole time I thought, as soon as she walks out this door, I'm gonna write this.
Number 6. The movie was almost completely different, Annie Hall.
I mean, love is too weak a word for I love you. You know, I loathe you. I love you.
Today, Annie Hall is considered a classic romantic comedy, a cornerstone of the genre even. But when the film was created, it didn't even closely resemble the final product that we are familiar with today. The original iteration focused almost solely on Woody Allen's character Alvy Singer, while Annie Hall was a much more minor figure in the story. After some edits though, audiences said that the relationship between Annie and Alvy was what they were interested in seeing. So some major cuts were made, none of which Allen was happy with.
A relationship, I think, is like a shark. You know, it has to constantly move forward or it dies. And I think what we got on our hands is a dead shark.
Number 5. Alicia Silverstone actually didn't know how to pronounce Haitians. clueless.
Like right now, for example, the Haitians need to come to America. But some people are all, what about the strain on our resources?
Cher Horowitz has become an integral part of cinematic history, and arguably one of the most memorable characters of all time. The casting of Alicia Silverstone in the role couldn't have been any more perfect, and this anecdote pretty much confirms it. In the scene where Cher has to make a speech in debate class, she mispronounces the word Haitians, which you would imagine was part of the script. As it turns out, however, it was a complete honest mistake on Silverstone's part. Nope, the director just liked it so much she decided to keep it that way.
And so, if the government could just get to the kitchen, rearrange some things, we could certainly party with the Haitians.
Number 4, Emma Stone did not want to do that lift. Crazy Stupid Love.
That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard.
I agree, but it works every time.
That would not work on me.
One of the most iconic moments in Crazy Stupid Love is when Emma Stone leaps into Ryan Gosling's arms to recreate the epic lift scene from Dirty Dancing. But the filmmakers ended up having to use a body double because Stone suffered a full-on meltdown after trying the lift for the first time, which was spurred on by some forgotten childhood trauma.
I know that we're gonna do the Dirty Dancing lift. I don't know, however, that I have an internalized phobia of being, lifted over someone's head at the height of about 6 feet.
This wasn't her only difficult on-set experience either, because when filming Easy A, she suffered from her first ever asthma attack before even realizing she had asthma.
Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned.
Number 3, Renee Zellweger was really dedicated to her role, Bridget Jones' Diary.
Mr. Darcy, you were defending Miss Regani, you must be delighted.
Before it became a film series, Bridget Jones' Diary was a popular British novel. And when an American actress was cast in the title role, many fans were upset. You'd never know it if you met Renee Zellweger on set, however, because she underwent extensive language training to make sure she sounded the part, and kept up her English accent the entire time filming was taking place. Not even her co-stars knew what she really sounded like.
Oh, no. I was in London at a party last night, so I'm afraid I'm a bit hungover.
Furthermore, she also took up a work placement at a publishing house under a secret identity to really immerse herself in the culture.
Y'all want to count down from 3? 2, 1.
Oh, for God's sake! That's good. I like that.
Number 2, director Rob Reiner had to fake an orgasm in front of his mom when Harry met Sally.
Most women at one time or another have faked it.
Well, they haven't faked it with me.
How do you know?
Because I know.
The orgasm scene from When Harry Met Sally is the stuff of legends. And as many people know, the older lady who delivers the iconic line, "I'll have what she's having," is played by director Rob Reiner's mother. But an interesting extra tidbit is that when preparing to shoot that scene in Cat's Deli, Reiner had to instruct Meg Ryan on how to do her performance, because she was a little shy about giving it her all in front of the whole crew. After giving a full energy rendition of the orgasm he wanted to see, he realized that he had just done the whole scene in front of his mom. Oops.
I'll have what she's having.
Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions.
Oh wow, you look great.
Thanks, you look stunning, really. It's breathtaking.
Because I figure what I really want to do with my life, what I want to do for a living, is I want to be with your daughter.
Welcome. You've got mail.
Number 1, Pretty Woman was originally much darker. Pretty Woman.
If you don't have any prior engagements, I'd be very pleased if you would accompany me into the hotel.
This movie is one of the essential romantic comedies of the 90s, but did you know that it wasn't always going to have such a lighthearted tone? In its earliest iterations, Pretty Woman was a decidedly darker tale, written by J.F. Lawton and called 3000. Though many of the story elements were the same, the tone was completely different, and it didn't offer up a fairy tale happily ever after ending either. We have a feeling that the fact that Disney ended up picking up the script had a lot of influence on the final product.
You're late.
You're stunning.
You're forgiven.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from MsMojo and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.